the methods of microencapsulation. We have discussed the formulation of the microencapsulation. So for the formulation, generally we require the core material, coating material, cross linkers if required, or the vehicles, isn't it? Now let us see the methods of microencapsulation. Methods are classified into the three types. That is the very first one, that is a physico-mechanical. Second one, that is the physico-chemical, and third one, that is the chemical. So in the physico-mechanical, there are four methods are there. Very first one is the air suspension, that is by using a Wurster coater. Second one, that is a spray drying. Third one, that is a pan coating, and fourth one, that is the extrusion. In the case of physico-mechanical, again there are four methods are there. Very first one, inotropic gelation. Second one is a coacervation phase separation. Third one, that is a supercritical carbon dioxide assisted method, and solvent evaporation. And in the last type, that is a chemical, that is a interfacial polymerization or in situ polymerization. Here I have cited only the 10 methods. More than that also available for the manufacturing of the microencapsulation. I have covered here or cited here only the important methods which are related with the physico-mechanical, then physico-chemical, and the chemical. So in the physico-mechanical, like air suspension, spray drying, pan coating, and extrusion. In the physico-chemical, like inotropic gelation, coacervation phase separation, supercritical carbon dioxide assisted, and the solvent evaporation. In the chemical, like interfacial polymerization and in situ polymerization. Let us see one by one the details of each method. So let us move towards the very first method, that is the air suspension. Before discussing the methods of microencapsulation, again we will see the some little information about the methods of microencapsulation. There is one more classification is there, as there is a huge confusion between the techniques and methodologies which are used to microencapsulate the solids or liquids. So microparticle production can be done by mainly by the three processes. There are three processes are there: either extrusion, either emulsion, or the spray drying. And the gelation mechanism which is used may be inotropic, it may be thermal, or it may be the crosslink, formation of a covalent crosslink. In the previous slide, we have seen different methods for the manufacturing of the micro encapsulated product. These are the methods. Again, here I have shown the graphical classification of encapsulation procedures and the techniques. So microparticles can be produced by either extrusion mechanism, either emulsification mechanism, that is the emulsion mechanism, or the spray process. And the gelation mechanism that is used, that is the inotropic gelation mechanism, or it may be the gelation, it is by thermal or by covalent crosslinks. Let us move towards the general principle which are related with the encapsulation process. There are three steps are there. Very first one in the encapsulation process, very first one, that is incorporation of active ingredient. Second one, that is a dispersion, agitation, and spraying. And third one, that is a stabilization of droplets or film formation. So let us see one by one each step in the encapsulation process, which are widely used in all the methods. So very first one, that is the incorporation of active ingredients within the microparticles. So there are two important things are there related with the incorporation, which is liquid core and solid core. In the case of liquid core, active ingredient, it is dissolved or dispersed in the water. It is dissolved or dispersed in the organic solvent. It is dissolved or dispersed in the oil, or a melt, or it is going to form a solution, furthermore emulsion or a suspension. So this is about the liquid core, if the core which is a liquid in nature. If there is a solid core, then active ingredient, it is available as the powder, crystal, liquid adsorbed on the inner particle, isn't it? So very first step, that is the incorporation of active ingredient within the microparticles. So the liquid core, it is formed by dissolving, dispersing the active medicament in the water, organic solvent, oil, or melt, or solution, emulsion, or suspension. And in the case of solid core, active ingredient, it is available as a powder, crystal, or a liquid adsorbed on inert particle. The second step, that is the dispersion in the case of liquid core, or agitation and spraying in the case of a solid core. So first of all, the liquid core, there is formation of a droplet via liquid or liquid air dispersion. So as to, there is the processes which are available, that is a droplet extrusion, that is a dripping, spraying, or the emulsification, that is in the case of liquid core. And in the case of solid core, there is a spraying of the coating material on the particle under agitation, that is a coating, layering, and agglomeration. Here we are using the fluidized bed coating or pan drum coating. And the third step, that is a stabilization of droplet, that is a liquid core, or the stabilization of a formed film on the solid core, by the solidification and crystallization, by solvent evaporation or a drying, or by gelation, it may be thermal or the inotropic. Apart from this, there is a polymerization, it may be in situ or interfacial or polycondensation, and precipitation and coacervation, that is simple or complex coacervation. So there are the three principal processes are there, that is incorporation of active ingredient within the microparticles, dispersion or agitation or spraying, that is the second step of a liquid core or solid core, and the third step, that is stabilization of droplet, that is a liquid core, or the film formation on the solid core. The major mechanisms by which the hardening is done, either it may be the gelation mechanism, or that is by thermal or inotropic, or by the use of chemical crosslinkers, the hardening of the microparticles is done. So let us move towards the very first method. Yes, air suspension method. Maybe all of you are aware about the coating of the tablets, and there is a one specific coater which is used, and that is known as the Wurster coater. The methodology, it is known as the air suspension method. Here the name air suspension, which suggests that the particles are suspended in a chamber, and coating solution, it is applied onto the moving particles, and thereby and simultaneously the hot air which is introduced into the chamber, and which promotes the drying of the coating solution onto the particle. So that is the main mechanism by which it is possible to get the micro encapsulated product by Wurster coating technology or the air suspension method. Generally, the particle size which we are getting by using the Wurster coater or air suspension method, it is around 5 to 5000 micrometer. It is used to coat the solid particle. It indicates that it is possible to use only the solid material to coat or to get the micro encapsulated product. There are the two steps are there. Very first one, particles are suspended in an air stream with a constant mixing. So this is the chamber of the Brewster coater. It is divided as a very first one, that is a segregation zone. Second one, that is the expansion zone. Third one, that is a processing chamber, and through this port we can introduce the starting material, that is a solid, into the Brewster coater. Here the distribution, air distribution plate is present over here, on which the particles are going to rest. Then the inlet air part, that is the processing air, which is introduced through this port. It may be hot or it may be generally it is hot for the fluidization and drying of the particles. So here we are using the fluidization concept. So the particle gets fluidized, suspended into the air, and we are going to apply the coating solution from the bottom. Look at the figure. So from the bottom or from the top onto the moving bed of the particle, onto the fluidized particles. So here this is a discharge pipe. So automatically the coated particles gets removed from the chamber, isn't it? And we are getting the final product. So this is the diagrammatical representation of the air suspension method. So first step, that is particles are suspended in an air stream with a constant mixing, and second step, that is a coating solution or dispersion is sprayed on surface of particles, and particles dried inside the coating chamber while suspended, isn't it? This is the second step. So in the second step, the coating solution, it is applied either from the bottom by using the atomizer or a spray gun, or from the top spray nozzle. So this is the atomizer, isn't it, which helps to spray the coating solution or coating formula onto the fluidized particles, isn't it? The solution and suspension of coating material in both water or volatile organic solvents are employed. So it is possible to use the coating formula, or coating formula can be prepared by using the water or the volatile organic solvents. The drying of the coated particle, it is accomplished at either room temperature or the elevated temperature depending on the solvent used, isn't it? So this is about the air suspension method. Visual, one short video of 2 to 3 minutes which are related with the Brewster coater or a air suspension method.